So what is this? Oh, okay. I thought they already did this. Didn't they already do this? It was Foundations and Final Fantasy. It was Foundations and Final Fantasy. Okay. This time it's Avatar and whatever. Wait. What? Hold on. What? Final Fantasy. Oh, it's not Avatar. Why is it not Avatar? Well, okay. It's the same deck I played last time. If that's the case. Not gonna do it right now, but... Reveled riches. I think this is not Dumb Q, but I could be wrong. Actually, I don't even need Command Tower. I suppose it's fine without it, though. Oh, I don't need red mana? Okay. How did I miss, let's see, can I play a Johnny? I don't have any red permanents, actually. Probably can't. Yeah, I don't have any red permanents. Shoot. Oh, we can play a Tali? Maybe? I think Perilous is a real card. 2 or less and 3 are great. Like, this card is actually just fine. I'm actually surprised I don't see more of it. I could play Roxanne. Oh yeah, Grove of the Burn Willows. Let's take out Path. Was it green red? Yeah. Oh, I love it. Do we have a... No, we don't have like a... Actually, that is kind of cool. I like this one a lot. I've never seen this. We know the OG Grove, though. The OG Grove is so cool looking. I could run Arid Arcway, maybe? It's not taking up a land slot. Pantlaza is almost just a Roxanne, with the upside of randomly giving my commander another card to go with it, which is really not that great. What is Naya Charm? No, not Naya Charm, the other one. Non-token. That's also not the card. Oh, there it is. Alright, it's all token related. I could slide in the old Val combo. Slide her right in there. No. Zenith. Oh yeah, this is peak gaming right here. This is peak gaming. Well, Zacama with nothing but ramp spells, just like the opponent who blew me out of the water that one time. And then all the airbending cards, because airbending Zacama is pretty funny. I would say most of the time it doesn't matter if you airbend it, because you untap all your lands, and that initial untap is kind of enough. It doesn't save it, because they could kill it before you untap your lands anyways. So it's not like you're ephemerating or something, because that wouldn't work. You have to cast it, which does leave the airbending cards as something to do. And in the spirit of that one player who only played ramp spells and then top decked only airbending spells after they resolved it, I'm doing the same exact thing. There is nothing but ramp spells and then airbending. These are ramp spells as well. Well, Roxanne is. This is almost always a ramp spell, and if not, it will just spin into one eventually. And same with Atali. It's another thing, I suppose, to just airbend and spin into, and also most of the time just a ramp spell. So, yep. Let's play against Scythus for 10 hours. Oops. Deck validation failed. What? You shouldn't do drugs. Drugs are bad. Nope. Sure. Oh, if this hand had a 1-drop in it, it would be almost perfect, actually. It doesn't have a 1-drop. That is the most significant thing to be missing. I think it's too late for this card. I think it's too late for that. I don't have the Triome in here. I could put it in. I don't want to go down to any basics, though. Let's get a red land regardless, so I have enough red to play Magic. This is Explore 3. Yeah, I'll actually keep that, because I can go that, land, that. Yeah, alright, I'll keep it. I won't cast it next turn, though. For a second there, my opponent almost took more than half a second to find a forest in their mono green deck. Like, do I take a forest or do I take a forest? Okay. So this thing, I'm not going to remove any mountains. Oh yeah, my triggers are still manually stacked. This is neutral. I get the treasures right back. I should cast this. We shall forage. Alright. Well, Zacama next turn. Let me turn off my auto thing. Or turn on my auto resolve thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 mana. 15? I love it. Alright, Loomer needs to hit like a madman right now. It hits 1 land. Don't think that's enough, actually. I'm gonna not... Oh, I don't have one. Alright, shoot. Let's do this, play this, and tap. So, can I bolt 3 times? I think I can. I don't think there's a real reason to, right? They just recast Lumra. There's no reason to actually do that. I guess I should have killed Birds of Paradise at the very least, so that was a mistake. Wait, what? Is that just wrong? Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's not lethal, and they can recast Lumra, which is a lot of mana the turn after. Okay. Equipped creature gets +1 and is flying. I can't airbend, though, because if I airbend anything, I lose that damage. So I should swing. Actually, what I can do is just airbend my opponent's commander. Right, I forgot that was another side of it. They do not cast their commander. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5. Oh, they can cast both. Alright. Still Dedge. Alright, we got there. Easy. Oh, nice 1717. It'd be a shame if it didn't exist anymore. Oh, beautiful. Just how we drew it up. Actually, that's not how I drew it up at all. I drew it up to bounce my own commander. But I didn't that time. No siree. I think I have to name Dinosaur with... Yeah, I always name Dinosaur. Are the airbending cards just, like, oddly efficient at everything? They stop Kodas from hitting me. Dinosaur. We just play this. Yeah. Green. Wait, I mean not green. Oh, I didn't want to play the land. I literally did not want to actually play it. That was a mistake. Alright, my bad. I was not supposed to play it. I was supposed to use the mana for something else. Oops. Well, 5, 6, 7. And then I just pass and cast Zacama next turn. I can bounce this with Airbend Spaghetti from the battlefield, sure. I'm not going to try to stop that. Sure. Not going to try to stop that. I want them to invest their entire universe into Kodas. Might actually get that as well here. There's no reason to play around anything when I'm playing Zacama. So they just tap out, swing for more stats. That's what I'm looking for. They don't. Alright, I'm gonna go for it then. We keep this on top in case Kodas actually gets through. Oh, it's destroy. I thought I could airbend my opponent's cards. Alright, I actually can't do anything at all about this. Fair enough. Opponent steals Mossborn Hydra. Alright, they didn't steal anything that wins the game, at least, so that's good. I float one this way? Okay. this red. I could cast Pantlaza. Actually, I can do everything, right? We should cast Pantlaza, actually. Discover 4. Whenever a creature you control becomes a target of a spell, I really... Yep, sure. And then... destroy... No, I should kill the Hydra before I lose to it. And then blow up the... No, I shouldn't make any additional moves. I shouldn't do anything. This has reach. I guess I should put a stop here, though, because I'm not sure how the monk is going to read. Alright, again, it doesn't get in there. I can just block it. Okay. Alright. I don't really know what they were trying to do, but I'm just not going to do anything. Because if they target it again, I can just flicker it the second time with the second spell. And then it goes away and they can't kill it with a fight effect. Not that that would matter really anyways. Alright. Oh, this is great. This is great. I guess it's it's an avatar deck, so I can play the avatar card back on it. Right? We're an airbending deck. We're not actually a giant Zacama list. No such thing. This is an airbending deck. I have to wait for these stupid things to load for 20 minutes. Whoa! Oh, I got excited. It's like, is it a jet black one? What is this? Omen Path? Wait, is it actually jet black? Oh, that's freaky. That's spooky. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay. I don't like that. Can it ping itself for infinite airbend? Probably? I don't actually know. That's a good question. It doesn't really matter though, because you can't cast it, airbend it until the next turn anyways. This is a hand with stuff in it, but it's. Oh, you can cast it airbend at the same turn? I thought you had to wait a turn with airbending. Oh, maybe I'm only thinking of the board wipe that reads that way. That's why I'm confused. Bro, my deck list, look at it. It's pitch black. How have I never seen this sleeve before? This is the best sleeve ever. My opponent actually moused over my deck, too, I saw. They're like, what is that a visual bug? Maybe it is. It looks freaky. Oh, I don't like that. My hand is jet black to my opponent, too, by the way. Like, my hand is just black. Is there time for this? I don't think so, right? I don't have any ramp spells to go with it. Playing one land a turn with this is kind of lame. It's bugged? Awesome. I hope it stays that way. Oh, until they fix it, I'm gonna keep it. It's cool. Although I will admit, it's kind of... it's probably annoying to the opponent because my hand is pitch black, and it could be hard to see how many cards are in my hand. So it's actually the sweaty meta choice. Opponent is a 1 mana spell. I guarantee you it's Swords of Plowshares or Lightning Bolt. That they're taking their sweet time on. Five, 6, 7, 8. I can cast Zacama in 2 turns. Unless Roxanne dies. Which it probably has to die for the game to continue. So we can assume it's not going to be part of the math here. Alright, they did not cast the spell. It's my guarantee was 99%. Okay. Okay. Let's just run this out. I could ping this for 2 and get 1 damage in swinging, but that doesn't really do anything, now does it? Alright, well, Roxanne's still in play. This is a lot of issues for the opponent. This is also not the Shrine Commander, it's the, one that only has something going on after you've played Shrines. It doesn't find them. I can also just blow this up with this card. That's probably not right, though, because I just get more mana with Zacama instead? Yeah. I feel like I'm not concerned about this. Zacama is more of an issue than anything else my opponent's displayed. My opponent agrees. It doesn't matter. Zacama has infinite naturalizes. They can draw all they want. I'm just going to keep blowing up the enchantments they find. I can also just double bolt this, and I probably would. Alright, so we untap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7, tap one of these, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. So 11... How many red sources? There'd be 3 red, so... Bolt, Bolt, and probably kill Black Market. Which is 9 mana. Yeah. And then with the remaining 2, I could airbend again. And I'd probably just leave that up as a thing I can do. And not just rip it off. Because I don't really care about these 2. Although blowing this up is kind of significant, I guess. I could maybe just airbend. Nah, I mean, it doesn't matter. Yeah, Zacama, you can't play any shrines, right? But hey, they're playing. Look, of the 2. Oh wait, their commander's an enchantment. I could just blow it up. Never mind. I was gonna say of the 2 shrine commanders, they're playing the one that reanimates shrines, but it itself is an enchantment, so it doesn't really survive. Alright, I'm gonna add... How did I miss... Did I miss it? I did miss... Oh no, I took out Sacred Foundry. I took it out. Right, I took it out on purpose. I think I'll put it back in. I keep thinking about it, and I'm trying to like find it, and it's not there. I guess Jet Mirrors is okay. I don't need it. The more basics, the more betterer, right? Also, I could probably shave a plains, because mountains are better, like the lightning bolts are better. The white one isn't a thing. It's really just a red and green ability. There really isn't a white one. Alright, that's fine. 3 months ago. I think didn't I play Zacama for a little bit, and then it was in like Hell Q or something. Oh yeah, we could put Godo in here actually. Although that costs more mana than casting Zacama, right? It's 11 mana. It's 11 mana? Maybe not. It has to matter where Zacama has not mattered. It has to be in games where it has not mattered. Alright, I don't have a green source turn 1, so... And I'm on the draw. Well, this is how I lose. This exact kind of thing is what causes you to lose games of Magic, so... That was a pretty poor draw, too. Ugh. Wait, what? Wow. Okay. So, green, green. I'm not playing Ice Till, so green. We could just cast Omen instead? I think I'm more comfortable just running out Mana Dorks, actually. Yeah. Alright, we might have caught back up with that... Yeah, they stuttered here. They didn't just blitzkrieg into degeneracy. Somehow? Don't ask me how. Is Solitude? I think it's a little too late for Solitude. I think they would have cast it already. Wow, what? Why do you... You can't wait on this just for a Kulain trigger. You have to just cast that. It's not worth it. They took of the 3 things in play, they took probably the one I think is the weakest. It's rather odd to me. I do not have a Archdruid's Charm situation that I like right now. I wish I could kill their commander, honestly. I probably would, if I could. But I cannot. Oh no, I milled a Tali. Well, that's annoying. Let's, still just do the thing here. I could just get Mythweaver Pock, actually. Yeah, why not just grab this? Why not just grab this? Alright, well, I have a bunch of mana, but my opponent tapped with Kulain, which I think leads to a... There's probably a combo at this point with Kulain. I just don't know what it is. Okay, that isn't it. That's, resetting the game is not the combo I was anticipating. In fact, that's a little strange to me. So, let's play this game over, I guess. Sure. Not a fan of upheaval in Historic Brawl, really. Let's get rid of 1, 2, 4. I just don't like upheaval. Sometimes it's good, I guess. Sometimes it's fine. Let's play you. Play Jetmir's. But all it did was reset the game here. Yeah, it's probably why you don't ever see it. It's because it doesn't... I mean, if you float a bunch of mana, you can just be ahead. You cast it to get yourself ahead, but this is obviously not one of those situations where they could. All they did was be on the play, which they already were. So, okay. Alright, they have to use this Solitude now, otherwise it makes really no sense to even bother casting it. Or picking it up here. Okay, this makes no sense. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Let's play this untapped. Green. My opponent is acting too reactionary. It doesn't... It's just not boding well here. Okay, there's a counterspell, so it makes a lot more sense. There was a counterspell. Sure. I would have taken the Lotus Cobra. My opponent is making odd decisions here, in my opinion. I'm taking the Lotus Cobra. I don't really understand why you wouldn't. Let's play land. Yeah, so we do this. Green, Pock. Go get some kind of untapped land. No, wait, we don't have to. We don't have to do that. Let's just get this. Invasion? Sure. It's another ramp spell. I think it has value here. Okay. Well, I did a bunch of stuff, and Pock is now in play. Never mind. Opponent has another perfect answer. Amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I trade? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So, this thing... Well, they don't get it back next turn. I'm not too concerned about that. This picks up Counterspell, I think, right? Which doesn't counter my... Oh, they picked... Alright, so Upheaval stops my... Zacama. It does stop my Zacama here. Alright, now Upheaval looks, like, stupid. Okay. Well, that was, dumb. Alright. You got it. They had all, like, the perfect support cards for Upheaval. Because, of course, they did. Yeah, I can't beat Upheaval when they have the perfect cards next to it. It on its own is fine. Actually, it on its own is kind of just bad. Well, I'm not playing against this moronic deck. Next. I don't even know why I'm seeing a Johnny. Shouldn't ever see that. Makes no sense. Makes no sense to me. I see a lot of a Johnny, actually, come to think of it. I don't ever see the other ones, but I, for some reason, do see a Johnny. I really don't know why. I really don't know why. I'm on the draw, so I kind of need to draw any land here. Well, most of the lands. Nope. I have one more shot at it. course not. This game's probably over. You cannot do nothing for 2 turns in this format. Ridiculous. Yep, that's just over. Oh, yep, there it is. Just in time. Alright, whatever. I'll just play the highest investment thing, and if it doesn't work, I'll just move on. I'm like 5 turns behind in terms of the pace of historic roll right now. Well, all the artifacts they've played so far already tap for mana. I don't really get the idea. So green, that, heat. Explore. Yep, can explore here. I did not draw a land. Dinosaur. Oh, is this a dinosaur too? Oh, it is. That's so funny. It is. They didn't kill my Tireless Provisioner. So we can cast this, which essentially costs 1. And I think I'll just do... Actually, I'm going to play this because I have enough lands now. Alright, I caught back up. I did not expect to untap with Provisioner here. My opponent probably would have killed it had they the ability to, though, because as you can see, it's the most ridiculous thing in the universe. It single-handedly caught me back up. Although Play Patterns is in deck, is in play right now, so it might not even matter. I have no solution to the One Ring in my deck. I mean, I caught up on board, but still, I can't. The One Ring is still ignoring everything I'm doing. Spelunking? I mean, you could play it if you want, I guess. Let's actually play this thing. Let's see what it finds us. That's fine, I guess. Alright, well, if it wasn't for the One Ring, I actually did catch back up. That's pretty cool, I guess. I suppose I'll play Birds of Paradise. I'm not too excited about it, but... So now the One Ring has to end the game for me? Without them winning with it? Which I argue they basically already did. Each aura and equip... What? Okay, well, if Zacama can stop everything around the One Ring, maybe we can do something here? They get probably the best equipment now, because it untaps all their mana. I can't block it. I think that actually is the best equipment. It's a protection from... Because the green-red one would have been fine here. This is literally the best one they could have hit. That's actually insane. Well, I'd love to play that, but here we are not being able to play it. So, I'm not going for a Tolly, especially with the Lodestone Golem. First things first, I have to stop this card. I think I start blowing up artifacts. Because the current things in play just generate mana. I keep Lodestone Golem around so they cannot... They can't easily pay for everything. Because it taxes my opponent as well. Although it really kind of doesn't tax my opponent, in all honesty. I don't know. I still feel like the One Ring is not going to be too concerned about me blowing up the stuff around it. Karn? Okay. These already tap for mana, so like tapping it with the commanders, whatever. Dragonfire Blade? Okay. Sort of whatever, sure. Okay. Well, this is unbelievable. That's unbelievable. I don't think I have any business winning this. I feel like I was about to concede, honestly. I was so far behind to begin with. I mean, you know, time and time again, when someone's on the play with this, your chances of losing have gone up by like 20% or something. At least given the the logged win rates, the add-on that shows you your win rates or your mulligan. So, already at a huge disadvantage. You can't really do nothing for 3 turns in this format. It's just not that kind of format. Unless, I guess, you have a bunch of counterspells and removal and reactionary deck or something. The Tireless Provisioner didn't get killed, and it let me catapult right back up. And then the One Ring, I would say most games would most assuredly have won by now, having drawn, 4, 7, 10 cards or something completely obtuse. Like, I don't think I have any business winning this. Also, I think Lodestone Golem stopped me from playing my commander a turn earlier. I think it did. I might have had 8 mana or 9 and it went up to 10 or something. I don't know. That's just insane to win against right there. That's just nuts. I don't have any business beating that. I was 2 seconds from conceding. Yeah, I think the One Ring was I don't know the context or content of their deck, but I'm not killing them next turn? Am I killing them next turn? Are they just dead? Wait a minute. They might have just been dead. Right? I could chump block that at the very least. I could just blow up the equipment, block it or something. Triple lightning bolt the blockers, and then they die. Oh, they were just dead. Wow. Okay. Hopefully I would have found that. I mean, it's probably pretty in my face after it gets to my turn that, that it's in fact lethal, but still. Alright. That just happened. This one. Whenever you cast a multicolored instant or sorcery. Okay. So blue-red storm, that is this, I guess. Well, yeah, they were dead on board. If they had nothing further, they were dead on board. They were just completely dead. Did they make a treasure token? They did, okay. So, Mossborn Hydra or this thing? That's another creature? I mean, one could argue Rampant Growth is probably better than any other choice I could make, but I might as well put something in play that could be a problem. Although this is a Storm deck, so it can just completely ignore Mossborn Hydra, honestly. At least I assume it can. Well, there are not a lot of multicolored things in the game, so I'd love to see my opponent pull it off here. You have to have specifically blue-red spells. There are not a deck's worth of blue-red spells, and they've kind of actually already played some of the best ones in the game. But it might not matter if there's counter spells, and I just don't get to play the game anyways, so might not even matter. Excuse me. Yeah, my opponent's playing funny, goofy 6-drops at this point. It's probably just over. I don't know what kind of removal you're expecting out of a blue-red storm deck, but it would technically do that, yes. Delighted Halfling, 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's a ramp spell that also gives me uncounterableness, kind of. Maybe that matters. Maybe it doesn't. I think it's better than a random draw, though, so. Well, there's no saving that. They have yet to cast a multicolored spell with their commander in play. But again, I'm probably just dead to just a counterspell and not going to even bother playing around anything. Yay! Well, their commander didn't matter. It's just a blue-red counterspell deck. And I didn't draw Cavernous Souls. Silly me. Shoulda saw it coming. Shoulda mulliganed for the one card in my deck that had any text on it. Plotting a counterspell is funny because you can't cast it on your opponent's turn. Oh look, Cavernous Souls. Imagine I had it when I needed it. I think I'm getting the Triome here. Tamiel's probably just too fast. I don't really think I can do anything about it. I can get Arid Arcway? Does that... No, that doesn't ramp me. No. It does not ramp me. It's one of those do nothing for 2 turns games. We know how that goes. It goes pretty poorly. Well, it's less bad when both players do the same thing. Opponent is reading my 4/4. Interesting. I could just Aang it to get mana. It might be in the future. Might be something we do. Which one? I think we played this one, yeah. Oh yeah, we most assuredly played this one. What am I talking about? I can flip it immediately. Alright, well that's quite significant. This is 7 lands? This is attacking and blocking much more quickly than I gave it credit for. So I can do this for an untapped land, and then use those 3 cards to traverse. Oh, that's witty, huh? Look at that. Let's get you. Actually, maybe I should have got a fetch land there. Yeah, I should have got a fetch land for stuff like Ice Till Explorer and all that jazz. Oh, looks like I got one anyways. Okay. Oh! Oh! Oh no, you're right. Oh, you're right. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. Oops. Alright, it's fine. Everything's fine though. It's, you know what I mean? It's all just, it's all, everything, yep. Whoops. You saw nothing? Everything is still as fine as it is. I completely forgot. I completely forgot. Oh boy. Wait, why are they just -2? Yeah, there you go. Hey, wait, what? What are you doing? What are you doing? A gate? Draw your 2 cards. I'm a little confuzzled. Yeah. And then play commander. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I can't. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I cannot. So let's get. I'm shuffling anyways. Let's get this one. Play this. Alright. Well, this is our board state. Oh wait, this taps for mana. I could have cast Zacama. Wow, I'm not paying attention to this game, huh? I'm doing the green player thing where I don't read my cards. It's fine. Leaving up Archdruid's Charm for Atali is reasonable. I also sniff out a sweeper here. Otherwise this play makes no sense. So I'm probably not actually playing Zacama that turn. It's not even doing anything, it's just sitting there. So I could generate 58 mana and then proceed to do nothing with it. I really think there's a board wipe. Well, that's not a sweeper. Whenever you cast non-creatures, counters. 2 next turns. Alright, sure. I could now get Cavernous Souls, but I kind of just don't care about trying to resolve. Yeah, why am I concerned about the... Let me just go to combat. Like, why am I concerned about this stuff? Let me just do this. My opponent is in a position to be the one to do something first. I don't have to do anything. I could pick up the Triome and cycle it. I'd rather just keep the mana count high and just surveil. It replaces itself? Alright, it replaces itself. I might end up just Archdruid Charming anyways. Opponent is really making me believe there is some kind of board wipe. They're sandbagging. And they're trying to get me to cast Zacama to cast it, which I just don't think I have to. I don't really know why they're concerned about it, though, if there is a sweeper they're holding, because all it does is be a 9/9. I think it was like spot removal deals with it. It's not blowing up your board. You don't really have a board. Another Planeswalker. Okay. Tamiyo Super Friends is weird. I don't normally see that. I think I will just Blitzkrieg Itali at this point. I could get Mythweaver Pock. I could get Ice Till Explorer even. Crater Hoof would actually almost have just straight up been lethal here on its own. Drawing this is decent though. I think I might actually just draw that card. It is just pretty solid here actually. Yeah, alright, so let's go to attacks. Have to swing with two of them so they don't do the phasey thingy. Otherwise they just phase it out and it lives. I could have swung with a 4 and a 1 and it would have died that way as well. Minus or plus. Could have pushed more face damage actually. Okay, so let's go for it now because I don't lose upon getting hit with wait, what am I doing? I cast it and I hold control. Yeah, I don't lose getting hit by like a counterspell, which is why it's fine to cast it here. I actually would not even... I mean, if I... Okay, this probably means they don't have a counterspell, is what that probably means. I mean a sweeper. They probably now do not have a board wipe, because otherwise this doesn't amount to anything, right? Yeah, I can obviously cast it again, so... It was the best possible thing, too. Mm-hmm. They get rid of random proliferate cards, sure. Okay, is this a winning... Like, is what my opponent doing winning? I feel like they're not winning, they're just... like, drawing a card a turn, and the card that drew a card is just dying. Mill 3? The agrees for 20 more... Okay. They build 2 lands and an airbend card. You got it. Alright, I'm convinced enough to cast this at this point. Atali would run into a counterspell. I could just get Cavern of Souls. Roxanne is alright. Anything that avoids a sweeper. I mean, yeah, shoot. Could just get Atali. Yeah, let's just grab Atali and see how my opponent feels about it. I think I like that. Alright, looks like there's something to interact with me, so I should send 4 there. I don't like this priority being held. I'm not going to let them untap with a Planeswalker if I can help it, obviously. Again, we just windmill giant threats until one of them inevitably does something. Alright, can I actually steal a Planeswalker? They're full of Planeswalkers. Of course not. Why would I be able to do that? It's not like there's a bunch of planeswalkers or anything. I am not going to try to blitzkrieg a thing here. Atali actually almost completely whiffed. Oh look, it's the sweeper. No way. Opponent is reading Atali. I mean, Zacama. I've never actually heard the air sound effect. Ah, that's a good draw. Maybe not good enough to be too excited about it, but... I don't think there's a reason to cast Mythweaver Pock here. There's most assuredly not a reason to cast it, so... Okay, apparently there was. Silly me. Well, too late to play around anything now, so... There you go. Sure, I can... Oh, I actually can recast it. Okay. Alright, you have a sweeper? If you do, congratulations, I guess. Well, if they had one, they would have just snapped it off, so... What? Draw a card. What the heck just happened? Okay. Well, I mean, it's lethal, so I'm not going to go for it. Let's put this on that, and then present lethal in 2 different ways. Cyclonic Rift. This is why I had to present lethal. I just let this happen because I don't have a choice. Let's tap everything, recast that. Play this. Yeah, just play out everything. Okay. I guess I crack a fetch land right now. POC has been reset, so it makes sense to me. Do I have a surveil land? No. And then I can crack the other one on my opponent's turn. Alright, well they found a way to draw more cards. I'm not going to airbend anything. I'm just not playing this. I'm probably just never going to play this. I don't think it's that relevant anyways, honestly. Opponent's just looking for a sweeper or something. Even if they have one, I'm curious if I can still win, because so far their ways of winning have been not getting there. So they need something to do with all that, like the mana and the... They basically have to find a way to win. And they haven't really shown me one. I mean, they can tap 2 of my cards. That's a lot of damage getting removed. Actually, they can tap everything with Tamiyo. So I don't have lethal here. It's probably right to do it. Yeah, they're just fine here. They're actually just fine. Once they figure out how to click things. But this does mean they have to tap the other 2. They surveilled a card on top, so there's obviously something. Okay, they did not target Lotus Cobra. Must be something else going on there. This taps 2 things. They just didn't tap the Lotus Cobra. I'm not 100% sure why. It probably doesn't matter. There could just be an extra turn here, which explains the keeping the card on top. Which means we have to suffer through 10 more years of priority. No, I guess that's not the case. It's just a fairy. Well, this is a spot where the 3-2 would have kind of mattered. Alright, I'm going to shuffle that away. Yeah, I'm going to shuffle that away, right? I mean, I'm not drawing it next, so it's random regardless. I guess statistically it's right to just not even shuffle, because the Lotus Cobra could be put on top. It's not a good draw. I don't know, I want my POC value. Okay, I don't draw anything. Let's cast this. Yeah, I think we're just now hoping they stop doing things. Otherwise, we're kind of doomed here. I guess I could pick this up. Let's, I guess I do just get rid of the token? Wait a minute, there is something I can do here. I didn't realize that. I can airbend this. I didn't realize that. Alright, that was my mistake. It was not on my radar. Alright, I'm gonna just do the silent poke that does nothing. Yeah, I should have bounced that. It wasn't on my radar. That was actually a token. It was a mistake. Alright, well, there's 3 cards between the 2 in hand, the 1 for Teferi. The Tamio can reanimate Dovin? Or this. That's not going to do that, though. Yeah, so they can get Dovin, which does stop the 256 damage, obviously. It's not enough on its own, but it's a start. And then Tamio can tap 2 other things down. So there's a line on board where they're not dead that don't involve the 3 cards in hand. Okay. They could also simply plus this instead of minus it. That's also a thing that can be done here, yeah. Why does it have to be the slowest player? Please. Alright, I have a ton of bad draws now. So there's just going to be a lot of watching our opponent play with their toes, slowly clicking 12 planeswalkers. I should actually play all my lands, yep. Should always play them. Ugh. Why do you have to play so slow? What about this is hard? Alright, I'm over it. My opponent's playing obscenely slow. I mean, at this point I'm just wasting my time. I could probably play Alan for a bit more, but I'm not. You're taking way too long. You should not play a deck with 20 planeswalkers if you play that slow. You should just play, I don't know, mono red. Or join the party. Just play mono green. Good grief. Oh, I did it again. Ah, alright, doesn't matter. Opponent doesn't want to play. I take it. I'll take it. I was about to say, I kept a hand with no 1 or 2. I really gotta not do that. What is this? Modal spells? Okay, this is just like the blue-red commander we saw earlier, where you have to cast multicolored spells or it does nothing. This is kind of the same. There's not a lot of modal spells in the game. I don't think there's enough to fill this deck. So the main chunk of it is just your typical counter spells and ramp spells, probably with 5 modal spells or something. But they don't want to see Zacama. They had time though. I didn't have a 1 or 2 drop. They had time. In fact, I don't even know what I interact with that makes Zacama a problem for them. The modal spells are not. You can't naturalize them. I don't know. Interesting concession. I feel like Zacama's not often seen, so I'm surprised someone just doesn't want to bother playing with it, playing against it. Like, this is not a very common deck at all. It's actually quite uncommon. Alright, they have to deal with it. Oh, no, they don't have to, actually. Okay, looks like they can. I will play Scute Swarm here. Yes. It does not need to make tokens. It just needs to make 1/1s. Which, I know, doesn't make any sense. It just has to make not copies of itself, is my point. Alright, let's play you. We have Manos to play this. It looks like it might actually end up making copies of itself. If it gets to that point, the game is over. So I'll swing with the real one, because I don't care about that one. Blocking, ever. Okay. These 1/1s are going to be a problem, so something has to be done about them. I could just block Captain Lannery Storm, honestly. Just boop. Okay, silly me. Another land, we can maybe do better than that here. Still not gonna pull the trigger on Avatar's Wrath. Ice Till Explorer, that is probably the best draw ever. Yep, that's a problem. My opponent has to do something about it. Opponent does not do anything about it. I gotta be careful here. Yeah, I gotta be careful. I don't think I want to crack a fetch land. Alright, well, the stats are here. See if it's too slow, though. We shall see. The stats are real. This is my opponent's last turn to kill me on the board. But they can kill me in the air, which apparently they have. Of course they do. Alright, so that's 5 damage minimum. 6 damage minimum. I don't know why they're mousing over the... And we're dead. There's no reason to mouse over the tokens. They should just auto-crack. That's weird, but yeah, we're dead. If I played slightly differently, I could have survived that exact thing, but I would be at 2 or something, and all they would need is another card. And I would say they probably have that, so... Okay, died to combat tricks. I mean, that's kind of what aggro has to do. I would say most of the time I'm really not concerned about aggro, though. Crop rotation has not been too amazing. But it's a way to find Cavernous Souls, honestly. I think that's just good enough. It doesn't have to be like the best card in the universe or anything. We could play Rofellos. I think I have enough for Rofellos. Enough forests in this deck. Plans? Does this airbend... I could airbend my opponent's commander. That doesn't really get me anywhere, though. It stops him for a turn, and then I'm still... Yeah, it doesn't really get me anywhere. Like, I'm not ramping for that turn, but my opponent is... Like, it's not doing anything, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. I really don't want to airbend the Spring Bloom Druid, but I might have to. I could also just be dead next turn because Rofellos is just stupid. Might have to just airbend Rofellos. Just really dumb. I think I have to airbend Rofellos if I want the game to continue. It looks like there's some kind of untapped hexproof. Well, I mean, hexproof cards don't really play in Rofellos, so unless it untaps it, then I guess it makes sense, because that would be half the reason you play it, and it apparently is the case. Of course it is. No, it's not. Wait a minute. That does not work. Okay. The opponent's just playing that, I guess. You got it. I don't think protection spells in Rofellos make any sense at all, especially when you play it on curve. Why would you play protection spells if you just have it die immediately? Doesn't make any sense. Of course, they're not punished for it, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, I could cast Zacama if nothing happens to my mana dorks. They're counting my mana. I don't know what I could double Lightning Bolt. I don't know. They must not have something. I don't know why we would think about anything if we had something. Okay, we just had that. You got it. We had to think about it for some reason. You got it. You got it. Rofellos players. They have to think about casting Ulamog on turn 5. Apparently it's hard. Oh no, that's turn 4. That was actually turn 4. Right? Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. Yep, that was turn 4. Turn 4 Ulamog. We have to sit there and read all my lands instead of just casting it and winning. Rocket science. Playing green is hard. This is almost a perfect hand. If Appa was anything but Appa, we'd be so happy. I'm going to keep it on the draw still. I think? Yeah. Let's play this. Yep. Bad Golos time? What do you mean? Oh, I've never seen anyone play Sfella before. This is one of my favorite commanders. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Oh, that's so cool. Sfella. I love this. It's probably my favorite red-green next to Clothis commander. Alright, we didn't get hosed. We found the land. Let's get Sacred Foundry. Yep. And we play the dumb card. Alright, what is Fella doing? What are we doing over there? Wow, they just went right into a monolith? Amazing. Amazing. I love it. Could just take out the monolith, and could also just cast this, and then leave up Archewitch Charm. I'm not going to take out the monolith here. I don't think it's a new fancy breakpoint I'm concerned with. What is it, 7 from 6 or something? Yeah, I don't care about that. Okay, maybe I should have cared about it. The old Sfella activation. Alright. The whiff was real. Let's... Oh, opponent, what happened? Your weird collecting company didn't work? Sfella didn't do the thing? Are you actually screwed now? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? I guess they are kind of screwed because we just kill Sfella for the rest of the game. But they're a red-green deck. You can just start casting things. I don't think they're in that bad of a spot. They even have a blocker for Zacama. Oh, do they? Wait. I only have 2 lightning bolts. And I'm always killing Sfella, so they actually do have a blocker for my Roxanne. I don't know, this seems like a fine spot to be in with a Sfella deck. I love this commander. Oh, rip. It's weird to just give up when it whiffed. Like, you're playing that instead of loot, and you gave up in that spot. That's weird, right? Like, a loot player wouldn't give up in that spot, and that's almost exactly the same spot loot would find itself in, so... Huh. Oh, it's been like 2.5 years. It's one of my favorite play sessions, actually, was playing Sfella, because every opponent I was playing was at the same power level. Sfella was down there in the gutter, and I was playing other people with like not great commanders, and the games were lasting a long time, and they were fun. That was a really fun day that day. I remember that day. I don't normally remember anything, so that was a really good play session. I had like a bunch of 20-minute games. I don't think I won them all or anything. I was just having a good time. And it was before like Ancient Tomb and Mana Drain. Oh, we should go back to that. We should go back to that. Back to the way things were. Back to the deep roots conservatism. That's what we needed. That's what I need in my historic brawl. Yeah, Cyclonic Rifts would hose fella. I'm not really interacting in that way. Well, maybe not hose it any more than any other card would, honestly. This one. Alright, we did the herp into derp. 6, 7, 8... I guess 9, technically? Do I have a land? Ice Till Explorer is a thing? Yeah, we can Ice Till here. We can Ice Till here. My opponent does not cast their commander? That is insane. What? What are you... What's this other card? Okay, I guess that's a little bit better than... I mean, is it, though? It actually didn't whiff. Huh. Tragic. Wait a minute. Wait, we just get Roxanne, actually. Yeah. Almost forgot. Almost forgot this existed. You know what, opponent? You know what? There you go. There you go. Take it for the road. Put him back up to 20. Alright, what the heck is this? 5 damage, triggered ability of a legendary, triggers additional time. Alright, so that just gives your commander the ability to do it twice. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with this unless you have Wash Away. Let's get that. Oh, it doesn't. So, blow that up. And just chill. I don't want to go crazy. When there's nothing to do with it, there's no reason to do anything with it. If that makes any sense. Okay. Yeah. Yep. This doesn't stop my commander. The shrines you get don't have immediate value. I can just blow them up. Yeah. Do they get an ETB one? They do not. Alright. So let's hose the... Wait. Let's do this. We're not doing anything on this turn. Just getting mana. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. They did get the best one, but again, we're Zacama, so we're in a spot where we don't actually care. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this. And so can turn the... Oh, no, I can't. Never mind. I can't do that. This is a commander you don't want to kill, so there's no reason to flicker bolt spam. But I can't not kill it, because I still have to kill my opponent with my stuff. But they can't rely on shrines here, obviously. Unless they can shut down Zacama forever, which is possible, given a few cards in the game that they probably aren't playing. Oh, they have no lands in hand. No lands in hand, so there's 5 cards in their hand. Okay, this gets a land. That's fine. I'm willing to do this. Wait, does this set it to... It does! It does set it to 0. I wasn't sure. Oh, I didn't think of that. It's just like sets it to 0. You're not finding nothing. That's why I gave my opponent a life off of the Grove, but ticket for their travels. Yeah, he's just gonna... Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's just... Oh man. I feel bad. I like the Shrine deck. It's so honest. It's so down the middle. I feel bad just hosing it with infinite naturalizes. Kind of. I kind of feel bad. Especially the ones that aren't the first sliver. Those ones I feel bad about. But the first sliver ones is like... Like my version is probably as close as it gets to not feeling bad about blowing out. Because the shrines are like a side plan. Okay. What do you got? Yeah, I played this fellow in Artisan. That's true. I did play it in Artisan. Oh look, they have a Mox. No way. No way. Let's just dunk this thing now. You can just cast Pant Laza. Well, there's nothing else to do, so I should probably actually do that. This is a very, very good Planeswalker with a plus on it. That is, I'm surprised I've never even seen this before. Oh, come on. Oh, goodness. Come on. That's just ridiculous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do have a Tolly, but my opponent has the Healy just literally soloing me right now. Alright. This is a very good commander. How have I never seen this? What got changed on it? What's the original one? Of course, you have a wizard too, right? Yep. Love it when everything lines up, huh? Must be nice. Must be nice. I bet you there's only like 3 wizards in this deck too. Is that a wizard? Nope. Alright, here's where I steal a counterspell and it does nothing. Oh, not quite. Emblem with artifact creatures are larger and spells are cheaper. Okay, they have the I win the game artifact. Unfortunately, it is... They are artifact creatures for the opponent, so they need to not just make those and do nothing with them. I don't know why they did the improvise spell and then didn't do anything with the improvise spell. That's strange. Yeah, I don't get that. Alright, let's go straight into combat. Let's swing here. That just worked. That just straight up worked. Okay. Yep. What? I think what my opponent was banking on here was... They made a mistake with this, I guess. Yeah, they made a mistake. And then they were probably hoping I was going to cast a spell pre-combat, I think is what happened here. They chose not to... Oh, wow, I'm just kind of surprised that worked. I don't know. I was getting completely dunked on by this just sitting there. Wow. Huh. Okay. That's a really... So wait, what's the difference? The plus is different in paper. It only scries, and you need to tap an artifact to draw. Okay. So in this one, you don't have to tap the artifact? That doesn't really seem like a major difference, I guess. Like, it's pretty easy to tap an artifact to this, I'd say. Like, you could even tap the Darksteel Citadel. You could tap this thing, like... This is a really good commander. The fact that this draws completely changes everything to me. The fact that this draws blows my mind that I have never played against this. If it didn't draw, it's like, whatever, but it does. How have I never played against that before? I didn't even know it existed. Wow. I'm gonna put that on my list. How have I never seen that? Also, I want the Seek Golem. I kind of forgot about it. I probably want the Seek ramp spell too. It costs 3 though. Does that matter? No, not really. Yeah, we can settle. But I want Simulacrum. What do I not want? Pantlaza let me down there just now. Actually, you know what? I think every time I cast it, it's let me down. Is that true? It feels true. Because I think the other time I got Nissa, which is not great. Maybe I've just gotten a bit unlucky. I don't know. I just wanted to give me something like a rampant growth. Like, I'm fine with that. It just isn't doing that. It's the most likely thing. It's not doing it. Like, in that game, I thought it was... at least it's not Cascade, so... Dockside Extortionist? I wouldn't... I'd only play that in multiplayer, really. I don't like it one-on-one. Most of the times it actually doesn't really do anything. Could just shave crop rotation. It's been... I mean, it is really another version of Cavern. I think there's value in that, to some degree. Yeah, I think so. I could take out Explore. We all know how I feel about that card. Yep, I'll take it out. It's hard to activate the World Wagon, I think. It doesn't really matter, though. It's just a 3-minute ramp spell, right? It's not that hard. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You know what I've noticed? We haven't really actually airbended that much. But there have been scenarios where it did matter that I could do it. Oh, wait. Wait. No, that's not true. Excavation? Malicious? Oh, meticulous. Man, I have dyslexia. I 100% read malicious. 100%. It just turned into meticulous the more I stared at it. Return a permanent to your hand. If it has unearth, instead exile it, then return it. Okay, yeah, I guess it... Wait, does it? Is that true? You tap 9 mana. You untap 9 mana. You have 9 lands. Untap. You pay 3. You now have 6 mana. Zacama's in your hand. This does not go infinite. It only goes infinite if you have 12 mana? You tap 12. You untap. You have 15 in total. You pay the floating 3. You pick it up. You have 12 untapped lands. You tap 12. You cast it. You untap. You have 3 floating. Yeah, you have to have 12 mana. You have to have 12 mana for this to go infinite. And when it does go infinite, you could do infinite life? Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not true at all. Hold on. You need 13 mana. Otherwise, you're not netting mana. You're just picking up a Zacama over and over. You're not netting mana unless you have 13. So once you get to 13 lands... Oh, that's way too much. That's just way too much. At that point, you just play Godo Helm. I don't think I'm going to go this route here. Yeah, you have to have 13 lands. They can't be mana rocks or mana dorks. They have to be 13 lands for you to generate infinite mana, which would only really most of the well, you would hose your opponent's board, you destroy everything. You naturalize everything, and then which you would probably have no problem doing anyways without this, but let's say you had it anyways, and then you would gain infinite life. So with infinite life, there are certainly strategies you would beat. You'd have to do a lot of clicking, though. Although that clicking is actually really fast. Yeah, the clicking loop is fast. That's not a big deal. The main issue is having 13 lands. That's a lot. No, that's not realistic. I mean, I'm getting 13 lands, but by the time that would come up, I feel like the game is already decided. Yeah, maybe not that one. Interesting idea, though. I have not seen that ever. There's a mono green Keenan. I thought the other Keenan was a blue green thing. Oh, yeah. Sure, I could replace like. Well, we're more of a land-based ramp deck. Way more into lands than we are that card. I could play Rofellos and add more forests. I still don't have Yavimaya. What's Zerto? Each permanent... Oh, it don't matter. Abilities you activate that aren't mana abilities cost 2 less. Again, this doesn't matter. You're finding spots where Zacama's in play and you're doing the thing. You don't need to do the thing 3 times as much. That doesn't matter. That's a win more snowball card. It's a pitfall. Speaking of pitfalls, Perilous Iteration's in here because I like it, but it really only gets ramp spell, which is fine, right? That's why it's in here. I think that's fine. I don't know. Maybe I just have enough going on. I don't need this. I'm going to try to just not play it. It's also a red card. Those are banned. Not allowed in my deck. I should add 1 of each snow basic just for my snow ramp spell. But I already had some snow lands. Not a big deal. I'm not playing the channel lands or anything like that. You're going all in on Jan Jansen? Look, it's a cool commander. It's cool. There's a lot of cards you can play with it, too. You can make, like, 3 different decks with it. I don't know what it is with Mardu decks and having 5 different options, but Celeste is the same. There's, like, 300 cards that Celeste could play. I'd say Muldrotha as well, but Muldrotha's a green deck, and you can't really say that about those ones. But Muldrotha does actually have, like, probably the biggest card pool possible. Unless you count, like, Golos decks. I think Muldrotha has easily 500 cards I could play. Easy. Like, not hyperbole, full stop could play 500 unique cards. How many lands are in here? I don't want to shave a land, really. I really don't want to shave one. It's kind of nice to play Explosive Vegetations. It's been a minute. If anything, I want more lands, actually. Oh, I do have Tracker in here. We haven't seen Tracker a single game. We haven't seen it a single game. Why is it in here? I guess... Well, maybe I don't like Tracker. What was the idea? I didn't notice this. Yeah, we haven't played it. Haven't seen it. It's funny, Provisioner is like an uncommon, but it's like 10 times better. It's nice to draw cards, and I have a bunch of lands, but what I'm just drawing into more ramp spells, right? It's not like I'm drawing into something that isn't Zacama. So maybe I should just get rid of Tracker. I don't know what the ideal was, but obviously we haven't needed it. I haven't seen it. A single time. I didn't even know it was in here. Or I forgot. Maybe it was a misclick. I don't know. Yeah, you get to run Ragavan, too. Can't forget about Ragavan. You get to run that one. The best of the bunch. The best of the bunch. I'm on the play. This is fine enough. This is why I detest tap lands, by the way. In these exact scenarios. Why I absolutely detest them. When you waterbend, earthbend, firebend, and airbend, draw. And if you do all of them, flip. I hope they flip. If they flip this, that's a win in my book. My opponent wins if they flip it. I would love to see that. I haven't seen it yet. Alright, they're off to the best possible start. Good sign. They get rid of Birds of Paradise. Literally excellent sign. This is as good as it could possibly be. Yep. They literally have the best possible opener. This is as good as it can get. They even got rid of birds, which means their hand is so much mana that it's not a big deal. So they have exactly what they need to do the thing. And we stumbled turn one. So everything's in their favor for them to do it. Let's see them do it. I want to see it. I can't play this unless I draw a green source. Yeah. Maybe I have... no. Wow, they binge Utopia Sprawl. Okay. My opponent is actually just like the actual god tier nuts right now. Like, what makes you not want to keep this here? So far, just mono green, which is what you'd exactly expect out of this deck. So, actually, it's just Omnath. They've only played cards that Omnath would play exclusively. Okay, let's play you. Expirate. Wait, can I play Expiration? Ugh. It's so ugly. Nope. I think I... Did I think this was crop rotation or something? I must have. Yeah, I must have thought it was crop rotation this whole game. No, you can play both. Strike It Rich and Ragavan. Yeah, I thought this was crop rotation. I'm not gonna lie, I did. I full stop did. I don't know how I did. I guess I was hung up admiring my opponent's opener. Alright, firebending check. Oh. Well, that's boring. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. But I guess they flipped it. With, I think, probably the only card in the game that lets you do that. I don't know how many cards there are. How many of this are there in Arena? Is it just this one? I'm actually not sure. Is Moon Mist the only card in the game that does that? Because that's just, like, really stupid if they just had it there. Why does it trigger 3 times? Oh, because of the thing, right? Moonmist is the only one that flips it. So my opponent had Gemstone Cavern, Ramp Spell, got rid of a Ramp Spell because I didn't need it, into this, right into Moonmist, and then this happened. Okay. So this is the best commander in the game when you have the best possible draw, I guess, is the line I'm picking up now. So there is no possible way for them to ever flip this again, is the logic? I guess it doesn't matter anymore, right? Yeah. Now they don't even have to. Alright, well, must be nice when that happens. That's just ridiculous. Must be nice. I wish I was that good. But clearly I'm not. Okay, you got it. That is the most talented person I've ever seen. But no, I'm not going to count this, because Moonmist doesn't count. That's just dumb. Yep, I mean, Gemstone Cavern into Farseek, into I don't even need this anymore. Also getting rid of birds, because I don't need it anymore. Into Perfect Moonmist. Into Vomit. Yep, alright. Well, that is unbeatable, if that's your sequence every game. Just full stop unbeatable. Always have Moonmist. That's really dumb. Ah, that's so dumb. That's so disappointing to me. That's so disappointing. I want to see someone flip it, and then it's just Moonmist. And they always have Moonmist. The first time I played... No, this is the second time I played against it. They did not have Moonmist the first time. And what do you know? My opponent conceded turn 1 when they didn't have it. I think they conceded fast the last time I played against it. I think they did. Maybe I'm making that up. Might be making that up. Do we keep this? Look, if my Avatar opponents can find Moonmist every game, then surely I can draw a green source. It's not like there's 25 in the deck. Surely it's bound to be near the top. On the play with the best thing. Alright, nice, nice. As is tradition. Oh, 1 into 3 I win. 1 into 3 I win. Amazing. Opponent finds 4 lands for Lumra. Alright, another game. Back to back. Absolute unstoppable perfection. Amazing. I don't even feel like playing anymore. Just blows the winds right out of my sails. They also got Mirror Pool. Okay, yep. Alright, well, I guess that's the rest of today. We had fun, now we're not allowed to anymore. Yep. Elvish Mystic, Somber World Sage, Lumra, Mirror Pool. 4 for 4 hits off Lumra on the play. 100 card singleton deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can cast Zacama next turn to really not much avail, honestly. Oh, they also got Thespian Stage. Yeah, that makes sense. What is this? What is it? Sack All Your Lands card? Can't remember the name of it. Nope, it's not Sack All Your Lands card. It would be basically a Christmas miracle if I won this. And I don't even know. That's probably just not happening. Probably just not happening. So, Zacama. Yep. Wait, hold on. Let's not be weird and do the right thing? I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter, right? Yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I technically net mana if I don't cast it this turn. But what does that even get? That doesn't accomplish anything. It doesn't accomplish anything. I should just cast it. Let's see. I have 2 mana floating. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So this doesn't matter. I can do that. Just making sure I don't do something. I don't know. Okay. It just plays Gilded Use, sure. And apparently does nothing. You got it. I could blow up the food token. I might as well, right? Just make them eat it. Yeah, let's just make them eat the food token, I guess. It doesn't really matter. They didn't even bother eating it. Okay. Weird. I draw Hot Steaming Garbage. Let's, swing all out. My opponent just had the Dark Depths combo in play. They just had Dark Depths combo in play. Okay. I didn't even see that. I guess the Primeval Titan got it. Yeah, I didn't see it. Alright. Silly me, thinking I could beat the Llanowar Elf, Somberwald Sage, Lumra turn 3 into 4 perfect lands into Primeval Titan. Silly me. Didn't even see it in play. Wasn't paying attention. I was too caught up with losing to everything else they were doing. Alright, 2 games in a row. My opponents had the best possible openers. Golbez. Golbez takes a lot of setup, and it doesn't have a Moon Mist out. It's still got counter spells, I guess. Nothing on the draw turn one is kind of ugly. Alright, they're over it anyways. Yeah, this is just a super uphill commander in general. And against Zacama, it's probably a complete nightmare, so I don't blame him. Look at that. Opponents has some turn 1 wins, and then we spin right into a turn 0 win. The stars, the universe balances out, I guess. Yeah, it definitely is a skill. Oh, look, I keep asking people to show me how to do it, and nobody does. Just want someone to show me how to do it, please. Show me how to have, like, Lumra always mill 4 lands. Turn 4 Primal Titan. Turn 3 Lumra. Like, show me how to do it. I'll be first in line to take up your lessons there. I'd be first in line. I forgot Forceful Cultivator was in my deck. I gotta pay more attention, huh? We are losing. Very fast. Do I want that? Nope. Losing very fast here. 600 years ahead of me. Well, guess I'm casting this thing. Planes. I can get crop rotation, I guess. Can also just lose to exploration. This is so stupid. Oh, hey. Just in time. Just in time, exploration. I appreciate you, buddy. Really, really looking out for me. Okay. Did we hit the threshold? Is it just like that time of day where, like, the people who always have everything they need are logging on their phones? Like, what's going on? Is it just that time of day? We hit the break point. It hits like 10 p.m. Eastern. And then everyone just has everything? No, that's not true, though, because I have it. It hasn't happened to me. So that's not true at all. I want to have fun. How come I can't have fun? It's my stream. I get to pick the cards. My opponent should accommodate me because I'm the one streaming. They should know better. Oh, think of all the snooze emotes I would have sent today if I had it still. Think of all the snoozing I would have done. So toxic. This is a hand. Alright, it's not quite exploration, but it might as well be, because it's about as stupid. Not quite as stupid, but a lot of the times it kind of feels the same. Alright, we really wish I drew a land there, but I guess I got this anyways. Let's get a plains? Yeah, let's just get one of each basic in play. I don't need double green. Well, at least not yet. Oh, Pock is actually in a perfect line to do the thing. They can steal this. I really just don't care about that, though. I don't think there's a single blue card that matters here, so that's ideal. I will get a... Yeah, we're gonna get a forest here. What are you gonna... lightning bolt it or something? Okay. Let's get forest. I mean, they could have Dak Faden that, so that's a win in my book. Okay. That's what my opponent chose to do. Yep. Get burgeoninged. Alright, we did it. All I had to do was complain enough. Then it was my turn to do it. My opponent literally had to kill the thing Dak Fade and wanted to steal. That's like how far ahead I was. I was on a draw that game. Wait, was I? I don't know. It happened so fast, I... You only say hello when you kill it. Oh, they didn't kill it. Alright, let's play this one, because it's immediately game-winning. I have to do something about it. I want to manually stack this if I don't draw what I'm looking for. I'm not going to worry about it quite yet, though. Okay, I did find what I'm looking for, so now I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to manually stack anything. Wait, are they just dead? No, they're not quite dead, but they might as well be. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, you're kind of just dead. Like I said, you kind of need to answer this, although I did have to sort of find the fetch land for it to be next level lethal. There's almost nothing in the game blue-red can do at this point. Witness protection for Artifice don't do it. At, what is it, 16? It's 16? Yeah, it's just too much. They have to, like, bounce it, and that's not a long-term solution, especially with Ice Till. 1 into 3. Love it. Man, those 1 into 3 games really making Zacama put in work. Really putting in the Zacama work there, huh? Yes, sir, Reed. Which one of you texted me? Which one of you texted me? Was it you? It was, wasn't it? Look at your face. Of course it was. How do I get this off my screen? Okay, there we go. Nope, it's still there. Just chilling. Still there. Alright. My thing is broken. I broke my phone. What's in my hand? Planes? Oh, I don't really have a choice. Okay, I just don't have a choice. Alright, my bad. My bad. My phone's giving me attitude. No! No! Alright. We're in a position to not worry about that. Because I have another one. This is the one upside of having a range of 2 into 4 and 1 into 3s, is they bleed into each other when your opponent tries to interact. Sure. Is this an instant? It is. Let's still play it at sorcery speed. There's no reason to run into some nonsense here. Let's turn 1 forest into a forest and a mountain. Yeah. Maybe you don't even need the second forest, actually. It's still fine. Rakdos Signet, huh? Alright, well that's not a blue spell that costs 2. They can't use this mana to specifically do that, so it has to be like, I don't even know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Styx, maybe? Alright, do you have the haha funny card? No, it doesn't look like it. Actually, they still could. Still could have it. Alright, looks like they don't. They could have just cast Azula. I actually didn't have an answer to it. It would just sit there and probably be a problem the next turn, so... Oh, they can still cast it. What am I talking about? Yeah. Perfect fetch land with Brainstorm, as is tradition. Yeah, they can still cast it. Alright, as we know Azula to be, it is Very scary when you untap. Oh, never mind. We're not going that direction. Wow. Roxanne dies to the Sheriff card? Wow, that's shambles. 1, 2, 3. Land. Okay, this works. Let's cast, they're exactly the same. Doesn't matter. Now they can have 2-mana counter spells, which I would love to see, because that means there's nothing else in their hand. Tragic. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have Zacama. They need something beyond their commander, which I would say is probably fairly likely here. Alright, if they're not doing anything, then I am most assuredly not doing anything. So there's that. Let's get a white and a red. Memory date. Sack this land cast... Alright, so they were going to use Emergent Zone to try to flash in Azula. I guess? So far, nothing has been played that would ever care about this. Especially this. You can't copy this. No mana was spent on the copy. You don't get any cards. Let's get a white and a red here. Could have just cast Zacama anyways, but I think just giving myself the ability to cast 2 turns in a row is better. And if they have to keep interacting, then I guess that means Azula will also not be showing up. They're looking at my forests. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not even like Zacama really does anything. It's just sitting there. But they can... I guess counter it. So there's the first card that actually cares about Azula. Alright, they have it. There it is, of course. That's the funny card I was talking about. Right then and there. Right where you want it. You also have a counterspell in your Azula deck. Apparently not. Oh, wait, I don't have to... Let's just wait to see. Okay, I was gonna say, let's wait to see if it actually... I have the mana. Okay, so they have to do something about this, and I'm sure they can. I will not swing with the Cobra. I will not swing with the Cobra. Alright, that's the second spell this game I think is decent with Azula. I mean, I guess technically Brainstorm is a third. Okay, well, they have to do a lot here. They have to do a lot here. This is in combat? Yeah, alright. What do you got? Okay, I'm going to do that again. Alright, they don't have it. They had the exact kind of setup, and this is how you probably should play Azula. This is actually interesting. This is good to see, I think, where people are figuring out that you can't just play this on turn 4. so people are playing a bunch of things that set it up to be played later, such as, but not limited to, the funny card, which I was talking about. It's a sorcery, never mind. They couldn't have end-stepped it. Never mind, I thought they could do it whenever they want it. But yeah, they need a card like that. They actually only had one red source. Apart from the treasure, I guess. Huh. Magma Opus is a lot of mana, so... Curious to see how that would get there. Second non-creature is turn Mox, okay. Memory can't be copied. So that's interesting. I'm sure they have consult the charts, star charts or whatever. This is a game where they killed both of these, too. Yeah, they needed interaction to get to this point, and I'm not sure what they could possibly have in hand that would ever make me consider not killing this before they get the fire breathing. Whenever you cast a spell and it is attacking, yeah, I should do it before they get to actually attack. Maybe they weren't expecting it. I don't know. They clearly didn't have a removal spell, so maybe it didn't matter no matter what. But yeah, that's how Azula should be played, I think. Something to constantly observe, I would argue. So it can learn how to play it better. Because when I was playing it, I'm just windmill slamming it for 4. And then I think at the end of it, I was slowly turning the deck into something that never wants to play it on turn 4. But I don't know how deep into that I got. It's one of the best commanders when it's in the red zone, and then it turns into one of the worst commanders at any other point. so there's that. Those two things. How do you make it the goodest it can be? Removal spells. Apparently no counter spells. I didn't see any. They don't really work with Azula itself. You could just go the removal spell option. Probably better for it, but some counter spells are fine still. Like Wash Away. Like, why would you not consider that one, or at least? Alright, Avacyn's Pilgrim is a really big fan of mine. This might be the game where I don't... Oh, yeah, we can get rid of Invasion. We could get rid of either of these, actually. I'll keep Pock, because I want to be spicy. I'd like to be spicy. Ooh! I picked the right one. It looks like we picked the right one, huh? Oh, nice duress. It'd be a shame if it didn't do anything at all. Because I got rid of the only non-creature card. Oh, no. Opponent. Oh, well, this is one of the reasons why I really don't like discard spells. Especially the ones that aren't specifically Thoughtseize. Inquisition to Kozilek is fine. So I guess those two are okay. But yeah, duress... In a world where everything is green, it's just yeah. Oh, that has not happened before. That's the first time that's happened. Gemstone away the one thing they could take. I have not done that before. I literally stream sniped them. So that's what that feels like, huh? Stream sniping. Now I know the feeling of being on that side of it. I remember I used to play against Jeff Hoogland a lot in Standard. I don't know if he still plays. I saw him in Standard a lot. I hop into his chat and I'm like, GG! And I don't think he liked that because he thought I would be sniping. I'm like, alright, I'm going to stop talking to you. Let's get Temple Garden. Is that wrong? I don't care. That's what I did. Mountain, green. I don't have 2 green. Yeah, I don't have 2 green. So this, that, tap for 2. Yeah, there's no... I don't have green to do all the funny stuff I want. Alright, well, that's lame. Oh, it taps specifically for green. So, no, I still didn't have... I still couldn't do it. Never mind. Still couldn't do it. Oh, yes, I could have. Oh, why am I so bad at Magic? Why am I so bad? Oh, I'm so bad. I'm sorry. Let's tap that. This is green, green. Get a 2-drop? No. This. I promise I can do the rest of everything more betterer. I promise. That. Pick up this. Green. Green Suns for 2? No. Nope. No Green Suns here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have to kill Badger Cub. They just have to. The game's just on pause until it's dealt with. They're reading both of my creatures. I mean, it's obviously the cub. It's not even close. Yeah, there you go. I guess it's good to read it in case you don't read it. And then you lose because you did that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How do they beat Roxanne? Let's find out. Roxanne is a huge problem here, so I will now start blocking their creatures so their thing stops doing stuff. Or you can just continuously have everything you need. That works too. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. Alright, I think we got there. Get rid of that nonsense. And then just pass. And say good luck to you. I mean, Path of Exile has already been cast, so... They'd need, like, removal, threat, and they'd have to continue to do that at this point. I mean, it's almost impossible, honestly, to beat the Zacama here. Wow, scried both on top. Alright. Whenever this creature attacks, pay red. Okay. I still have Lotus Cobra. So, let's kill this thing. Let's, swing. And then just pass. They kept 2 cards on top. So, Heroic Reinforcements. Does that kill me? I don't think so, but it comes close. Math is for blockers. Just block here, 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 here. Kill that. Land. Land. How much mana do we have? Swing. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 9 plus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's gain life immediately, and then pass so I don't die to Lightning Bolt. They kept this card. Franco attacks, put a counter... Alright, so we just win then. I would probably not have kept that second card. I don't think Krenko's doing anything. Kind of surprised at that, honestly. The heroic is great, but this, I don't know. I don't know, not feeling it. I want to just not crack the... Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not going to try to crack this fetch land if I don't have to, but now at this point, there's nothing they can do. Yeah, there's nothing they can do anymore. But yeah, I mean, removal, threat, exponential threat, scryed 2 on top. Krenko was most assuredly incorrect, I think. Maybe if you... No, you can't even play this first if you stacked it on top first. That doesn't make any sense, because once I untap, I'm going to get too many Zacama activations, and it's not going to matter. I really think that second card, yeah, it just had to go. I don't know if there are any outs if the first card wasn't doing it. And it was... Because it wasn't lethal, my opponent effectively had to have sat there and done the math that it wasn't lethal. Also, we did mess up the Badger turn when we played it. We could have also cast, like, Farseek. We could have been a little bit faster here, and I made a mistake. Fortunately, it didn't cost me, but... Yeah, they would have to sit there and do the math and realize that Heroic is not quite going to get there on its own. It got close, though, but it's a lot of math to sit there and do. I don't know if you bottom that, what a better draw is. This is probably one of the best draws, because it gives you more threats and grows the board that you were about to lose next turn, so it's like now or never, but it just didn't get there. Power 2 or less. Okay. A red extra spell turn? A red extra spell. A red extra turn? Are there any? There's like second win. There's a one that costs red, I think. I don't know if it's an arena. The other one is blue, so this one can't cast it. Path of Exile is kind of nuts. Did something crazy happen this game, or am I tripping? Couldn't they have humiliated my commander? And then it stuck in play as a 9/9? I think they would have won. But they killed my Badger. You probably have to kill the Badger, honestly. But if you sat around and just stopped Zacama from having text, you might be able to just beat that. The line they took obviously didn't get there, so... I don't know, it was interesting. Interesting to think about. Very interesting. There's 3? I don't know. I think there's only 1. I don't know if it's an arena. I haven't exactly seen it. Unless I haven't, I don't remember. Well, it's on the draw against Mono Blue, so I can't keep this. Well, we have the dumb card. All forests, just to really rub it in. What's great is you just can't even deal with this because it already did the damage, like, immediately. Alright, now we just mindlessly cast these until something slips through. You're always happy when your opponent counters ramp spells. Always happy to see that. Keep them coming. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what. I'll just cast them all. I guess I can play around Spell Pierce if I draw a land. If not, it, again, doesn't really matter. Okay. Wait, there's a counterspell for this at 1 mana? No way. Commandeer? Alright, my opponent is so deep in this, like, stop your opponent from ramping thing. Alright, that works. That's actually a pretty good one. And stifle. Oh, come on, really? You've got to be kidding me. Alright, now this is getting comical. That's just ridiculous. That's just stupid. Okay. You got it. Why not? Alright, well, when your opponent has that exact sequence of cards, congratulations, you can't beat it. That's just actually ridiculous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Play that, do that. It's not going to do anything. Alright, yeah. I guess my opponent just really wanted to win. Most of the counter spells on ramp spells aren't the problem, it's just the stealing a ramp spell into stifle. That's ridiculous. That's insane. Commandeer's not that crazy, but the stifle's just... I feel like we're getting closer and closer to like critical mass. All games just end up like that because everything is becoming impossibly like consistent, which is really, really bad for the longevity of this format, I think. Like what just happened just seems completely insane. It really just doesn't feel like the same format. So they have to kill Scute Swarm here. I think? Unless Tiny Bones doesn't matter, then I guess they don't have to kill it. Alright, so leading into the it doesn't matter if... Oh, no, they just have it anyways, yeah. Alright, well, they had to do that, otherwise they essentially lost the game. If they steal the Scute Swarm, could lose very fast. What are we doing? Okay, we're doing nothing. What? What is my opponent? My opponent's playing like an Ashnod list, but they have Tiny Bones instead of Ashnod in the command zone. Little interesting. Okay, I draw kind of a not great one. I would have preferred any other card except this one, actually. I think this is the only uncastable card in my entire deck. Everything else costs 5 and down. It's almost worse than a land, too. Yeah, that's that was probably the worst draw. Wow. That's not good. Omen of the thing. 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I should probably keep anyway to guarantee it's Ollie being cast. So I'll do as such. And hold the land? Nope, that's not worth it. That's not worth it. That is not worth it. Well, they need lands for it. It is not a land. They did steal Scute Swarm with no land. Not too upset with that. This is Scry 2. Can set up an Atali here. I think I'll actually take a land. Yeah, we should take a land. And we should probably... No, we're not going to play first. Let's kill the commander again? No, let's just get rid of Scute Swarm before we don't get rid of Scute Swarm. And then land. Alright. So if they recast Scute Swarm, then so be it, I guess. Let's block that thing. I don't really have a board or a graveyard that matters. In fact, I would love it for them to invest a bunch of mana in something that doesn't matter here. And they do. Okay. Yeah, this just looks like an Ashnod deck. They drew a land for the turn, which means this card isn't new in their hand. They're almost just dead to Atali flipping and swinging. Oh, wait. No, no, no. Alright, my bad. No surveil value. Should I go to combat first? Nah. I mean, they could make all the food tokens they want. I don't care. I think I do swing with the Atali. Yeah, that turn cycle, it was the only card in my deck I couldn't cast. Yeah. There's no 6-drops. They have to... Can you use sectors? Well, that's not going to work, so... They need something here. The card in hand isn't it, so they have to top deck it. I don't even know what this could be. I don't know. Let's find out together. Okay. What do we swing with? Oh, well, if that's it, I'll just kill it. Yeah, there's almost nothing. Oh wait, they have to legally flip it for me to, or you get banned from tournaments. You have to like reveal face down cards at the end of the game, or you just get in trouble. Morph, reveal a black card in your hand. When it turns face up, someone loses 2 life. So this is 1-drop nonsense aggro thing, but it's not Ashnod. I've never seen Tiny Bones played like this. I don't quite get what glues Tiny Bones to the 1-drops, other than it itself being a 1-drop with Death Touch. They were pretty hyper fixated on trying to make more 1-minute or 1/1s, because I guess they didn't have enough already. But they need 6 lands to start this problem, and the tokens it makes before that don't matter. And it's very hard to ever get Scute Swarm to run out of control, whereas Zacama couldn't contain it. But I think that's kind of the main thing here. They really, in my opinion, probably just should have got Avacyn's Pilgrim and had this later for a turn where they could have actually got 6 lands. Because I think more mana is just a superior line, not making more 1/1 tokens. But I guess if your line or your strategy is to swing with 1/1s until your opponent is dead, like Pulse Trackers, oh, this is not quite Pulse Tracker, but Pulse Tracker kind of cards, then I guess it makes sense to take the Scute Swarm. Alright. I'm sure my opponent is have seen the Scute Swarm be degenerate in the past, that's why they took it without like maybe thinking about it further. I think it really does make sense to take the Avacyn's Pilgrim. They just take the rare that wins games when left alone and didn't think further about it. But you do need lands to do the thing, and you're probably not playing more than one land a turn in Tiny Bones. So. Especially Tiny Bones that's all 1/1s. Yeah, if that was Ashnod there, that would be a very different game. I'm sure Ashnod was in their deck, but... Alright, let's talk about it. It's pretty smooth sailing to get 15 wins a day with a deck like this, right? Your losses are fairly fast. I think I had one loss in there that was extremely slow, but that's because I just didn't concede against a very slow player. But everyone else that beat me, it was honestly really quick, and you just move on to a win, where with like a control deck or any other kind of strategy, you might not find out who's winning or losing for a while, right? You can have long games and then lose at the end. That is the thing that happens. Those are the interesting ones, one would argue. But apart from all that, it's mono green ramp. It's the most tried and true thing. It's super, super consistent. The airbending cards are not as egregious as I initially thought they were. My mindset was just that one game the other day where the Zacama player just had nothing but ramp spells, top decked once they were out of cards, played Zacama, proceeded to then play Airbender's Ascension right off the top after 15 rampant growths. Their whole graveyard was all ramp spells. Boom, peels this. So, and I think it was also just relevant to make that much Zacama mana. I'll have to actually go back and see. But there were games where flickering this in the way in which you can actually flicker it, which is casting it, you can't just ephemerate. So in the games in which you do that, you have to like really justify all of that mana, and I kind of just didn't. So I don't know. So actually, to be fair, those are quite a few times where it was actually just right to bounce my opponent's cards with some of these airbend cards. You like generating, I don't know, 6, 7, some 9, 10, whatever mana, giving you more activations is like kind of snowbally. So these could just be like, actually, Avatar's Wrath is okay. Ascension's fine, Reversal's fine. That one's fine because it at least draws. This one's okay, I guess. It gives Zacama flying. Appa could be Swords to Plowshares. It could be Get Lost. It could be literally another ramp spell. Another Explosive Vegetations. I did like this one. The Gyat. Gyat is pretty cool. It, like, protects you really forever until this is dealt with. Like, they try to respond to their first removal spell, and they realize it just creates another trigger. So Gyat just keeps going. Gyaten. So that one's alright. This one's kind of not great to me. I don't know. You could do without them. They don't take up that much space. They only really matter once you've already cast Zacama, or, I guess, Atali. Or, honestly, even these two are okay to airbend. These really are not that bad. So, that's okay. Even Solemn Simulacrum could maybe go in instead of one of these. I wouldn't feel too bad about that, just to have another thing to, like, airbend, I guess. I don't think we're ever going into the ephemerate territory of things, but I suppose you could. Everything I just talked about that wasn't Zacama would prefer you to ephemerate instead of airbend. So you could definitely play more of that thing. What else even is there? I guess this is flickerable. Pock can be reset with a flicker, and you can do the same thing with Pock in 2 turns. This is a thing to flicker. There's not that much. It wasn't the main idea, right? You could go more into it. It doesn't require a lot of card slots. It mostly just is Ephemerate and maybe Cloud Shift. That's kind of all I would really like to play. I wouldn't want to play anything that costs more than 1. There's not a lot. I don't think at this point, really, at all, you need something like Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning, Swords to Plowshares. Those cards are great. There's plenty of decks that want those cards. Just this deck, when you're doing this thing, just like Rofellos, I suppose, you don't really need to interact with your opponent. It's sort of up to your opponent to interact with you. Otherwise, you will run away with it, and you're not going to stop running away with it. You're just going to keep going in an angle that is rather difficult to interact with. There's a couple opponents that were counterspelling ramp spells. One time it actually worked out, but the other times it doesn't. There's tempo, right? Tempo cannot be created nor destroyed, merely transferred from one play to the other. There's tempo in countering ramp spells, and sometimes it's all you have, and if it doesn't work, you're screwed. But your opponent also has to capitalize on countering those, because otherwise you're going to keep doing it and eventually get there. Sometimes Cavern was more important than I wish it was, but I think because of that, crop rotation is good, and maybe even the other ones that find, Omen Path? There's a couple lands that do it too, I think. Yeah, there's Hour of Parmesan cheese. You could cheese it in that way as well. I don't really like Primeval Titan, to be honest. You could put it in here, don't get me wrong. You could put it in here and then run like the Thespian Stage Dark Depths. If you could just slide that in all casual. Probably at that point at least have Yavimaya, so they tap for mana. Or real mana at least. Rofellos as well, if I had Yavimaya, could probably go in here. And Yavimaya is another card for stuff like Crop Rotation, Hour of Parmesan, Omen Path, Titan, just to get those when you need them. But yeah, Cavern, ways to get Cavern are fine. Even the Cave, there's like 2 lands. Expedition Map is questionable to me. It doesn't ramp you, it just gets you a land. I don't know if I like that one too much. It's like 3 mana, get a land. I don't know. It's a lot for that. But sometimes that's what you need, and it's okay to get that, right? Green Sun Zenith, finding Delighted Halfling is another one of those cavern, build your own Cavern of Souls situations, right? Vastly more vulnerable though. So yeah, counterspell's a bit annoying for Zacama. You don't really have to cast it once you get to 9 mana against a counterspell deck, though. You could just wait until you can cast it again. I saw that playing against it a few times. Someone just waited till they had 11 mana to cast it for the first time, or even more than that. So if it does get countered, they can just keep back-to-back casting it, instead of just casting it once and then going back to ramping, which is sometimes not good enough. Nissa and, Lotus Cobra are okay. Like, this deck has a ton, more than actually really any deck I normally play, of land-based ramp, no mana rocks or anything like that. And these shine in that spot, but like Nissa's not really drawing anything crazy. It does pull more mana out of your deck. Lotus Cobra isn't crazy either, really. Like, you want lands. You don't want to just have 7 mana, Lotus Cobra gets you the rest of the way there, and then cast it. Because if it dies, you are just like never going to see it again, especially if there's a sweeper or something. You can survive sweepers, but you probably don't survive sweepers if your ramp was in the form of floating mana off of landfall triggers with these two. These two in particular are weak to sweepers, and if your commander dies, they don't really help you cast it again. So I just kind of don't like these in this kind of deck. But what they do is get you to the first Zacama by just helping you ramp into other cards and whatever. But these are not anywhere the same as Tireless Provisioner. This card, honestly, is just a mythic rare. It's insane. There was a couple of games where I should have just lost. But I had this in play. And because I didn't lose. It just suddenly 9 treasure tokens. You're just never going to stop Zacama 3 turns in a row. So, like, but it floats the mana forever. These don't. So I don't really like these. I would argue these should probably just be another land-based ramp spell. I think I have all the 2 mana ones, though. So I don't know what I'd turn this into. Definitely not Arcane Signet. You don't want mana rocks. You could probably play, I don't know, the One Ring or something funny, honestly, instead, if you really wanted to. Oh, that's really about it. Yeah. Mono Green Zacama is, in my opinion, the best way to play it. There's a few commanders at this point, I'd say. There's a handful of them that actually don't want to play a mono green strategy when they have access to green. So there are a few. Sometimes Madrotha goes that route just because it's funny to play a bunch of cool cards in Madrotha instead of like this all the time. But some exceptions, but most of the time, it's just green. Even Jetmir. I remember playing Jetmir as a Naya deck, and then I'm like, oh, just try mono green instead. And the mono green one was just kind of better. It was just kind of better than playing the red and white cards. And that was that was a while ago. Whenever the Mafia set came out, the Brass Knuckles set, I don't know, Cabaretti. This is just at its best mono green. Honestly, even when you're not doing the mono green thing, the white cards you're running are like board wipes and removal. They're not really like, you're not going to play Smothering Tithe, or I don't even know. It's really the white that this is going to play is removal and sweepers, which just more removal. The red cards, I don't really know. There's not a lot of red that Zacama does anyways. I guess you could go crazy. There's like Godo Helm of the Host. You could do that. What else? There's more removal, like Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning, other stuff. But like I said, when it comes to removal in green, you can just make your opponent be the one that has to interact with you and not really worry about what they're doing, because you're going to be faster than them, and it doesn't matter what they're doing, right? Like the Arabelle, whatever, the Boros stall is trying to beat me to death, and it's going to struggle a little bit to interact meaningfully while doing that. And I don't have to interact if I'm fast enough to just outpace the damage. I could just cast, like, you're so fast that you can cast Zacama before Arabelle. I can just look at the card. It's a Naiad card, right? Is it Annabelle or Arabelle? Arabelle. I think Annabelle's the horror movie, whatever. So Arabelle is like not fast enough to kill you before you cast Zacama. Like, that's just how fast green ramp is. You can cast a 9-mana 9/9 before your opponent kills you with a bunch of ramping damage. That's insane. That's why I say mono green is kind of the best aggro deck, because it does the thing faster than red does. It's just where we are right now. I'm sure, at some point that will change, right? Aggro decks are going to get better cards as time goes on. I haven't looked at the new set coming out. I mean, I haven't even really had time to breathe in the Avatar set and already talking about the next one. I refuse to get sucked into the hype. I refuse. I haven't even looked at the cards really. But, aggro's going to get better with time. It needs a lot of help if it doesn't want to just be this. But Zacama's just a cool commander. It's one of my favorite commanders. I love it. I think last time I played it, it was seeing Keenan and Scythus. I think it was. That's what I remember, at least. Maybe I'm misremembering, but this time I did not. I saw things that I think are a lot more reasonable for Zacama to see. It isn't like this is completely unstoppable and nothing can beat it. It's it's a mono green ramp deck. Whatever your answer to that normally is probably going to apply here as well. Especially if you don't play any creatures or artifacts or enchantments, then this doesn't really do anything. It just sits there, right? And I would never really cast this on an empty board. I don't think so. Unless I think it can genuinely kill my opponent with 3 attacks. I don't think there was a lot of games where that was the case. If my opponent had nothing, I was probably just not going for this. It is unfortunate for the Shrine players out there, though. They're just going to get destroyed by this. In fact, I think the Shrine matchup is a 100% win, unless they have the most insane thing in the universe, which, I don't know. Like moon misting the Aang, which we did see, because of course we did, right? They always have the moon mist. Always have the moon mist. But, yep, huge fan of this strategy. Tried and true. That's it. So, let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.